Hey, good morning. I'm Raleigh Brown. We're at concert number 617. It's a Sunday morning. Beautiful morning here in southeast Pennsylvania. And I see folks checking in. Steve DeHaas was first man in on YouTube. And Rhonda Scott Merrick, Pam Zappardino, Amy K. Roach, John Sprouse, and Loretta Walk and Ron Baker and Ann Mintz, my dear friend who I will see this evening, and Bob McKenna, Charlie Bryant, the Clown Prince of Raleigh World, and David Arthur Radcliffe, Deb Libby Clark down there in Ambler, PA, Heidi McClure, and Jerry Wordman in Monument, Colorado. And Dave Van Allen is here, and Steve Edelman out there in Tucson. Linda Worster up there in Western Mass, and Brian Kuiper in Northeast Indiana, I believe. And Dave Van Allen again. And Ken Nashif up there in the Great Northwest. My buddy Bill Rubenstein up there in West Hartford, Connecticut, who I hope to see this summer. And Michael Anthony Wood in Southwest Oklahoma, Patricia Brokaw right near here. And Jay Peterson is here, either in Maine or Minnesota, one or the other. And Robin Stratton out there in Ohio, Warren and Janelle in Ohio, Mike Verbick in Pittsburgh. And I guess I should get going here. Kathy Marzik is here, and Michael Tierson. We should clink. Here's the clankophonic mug, courtesy of Ann Mintz. And here's to you all. I'm already degrading to decaf this morning. I've had a couple high test versions, so. We will start with a request from Rhonda Scott Merrick, and this is a John Sebastian song. And I used to really love this song when I was young, which is a while ago now. Come and talk about the things we did today. Here and laugh about our funny little ways. And while we have a few minutes to breathe, and I know it is time and you must leave. But darling, be home soon. I couldn't bear to wait an extra minute if you dawdle. My darling, be home soon. It's not just these few hours, but I've been waiting since I titled for the great relief of having you to talk to. And now, a quarter of my life is almost past. I think I've come to see myself at last, and I see that the time spent confused was the time that was spent without you. And I feel myself in blue. Darling, be home soon. I couldn't bear to wait extra minute if you dawdle. My darling, be home soon. It's not just these few hours, but I've been waiting since I toddled for the great relief of having you to talk to. So go and beat your crazy head against the sky. Try and see beyond the houses and your eyes. It's okay to shoot the moon, but darling, be home soon. I couldn't bear to wait an extra minute if you toddled. My darling, be home soon. It's not just these few hours, but I've been waiting since I toddled for the great relief of having you to talk to. Darling, Be Home Soon by John Sebastian, as requested by Rhonda. And next up, now for something completely different. And this will take me a second because it takes me a while to switch over from the fingers to the flat pick. So let's first of all... pretty good. So this one is requested by David Arthur Radcliffe over there in the UK, which is probably where this song originally comes from. So let me say a few more hellos. I see Kate Petrella and Donna Bergman and Carol Pred and Bernd Bookman and... who didn't I not say hi to? I said hi to Kathy Marzik, Ellen O'Brien, and Audrey Bernheimer. And Audrey, I was wearing your scarf this morning as I walked the dog. And let me see, anybody else I'm missing? So Karen Beatty, my dear, I love you too. And John Rossi, old-time guitar student of mine from maybe 35 years ago, something like that. Still at it, I assume, still playing. Kate Mack is here from the West Coast, and Ken Terrell from the UK, and Larry Brown, who I think is in Ohio, right, Larry? And Linda Pasqua Blaze, my good friend and student. And so this is, it goes by several names. Sometimes it's called The Little Beggar Man, but I mostly know it as The Red-Haired Boy. The Red-Haired Boy, traditional coffee. So, let me see here. So next up, Donna Greenberg, who I do not see here this morning. I put this in early in the set because Donna often has to go listen to her son at 11 our time. And he's down, I think he's down in Austin, Texas. And he has a show down there, a radio show. But she had sent a little note on the website, on the profile page. Hi, my buddy Jim Moore is here, and somebody said, hi, Cozy, so I guess Cozy is here. I don't see her. I'm checking back just to be sure. If I didn't see you, Cozy, and you signed in, I apologize. So Cozy's out west right now, so she will only be doing a Tuesday concert if she can get enough bandwidth, and she'll report on that, I'm sure. Let's see. I'm sorry to waste your time here, but I try to be. Jennifer Lloyd is here. Hi, Jen. Hope you're doing well. And Phil DeFranco. So some new people are here. And Donna Greenberg had posted a video of her son, Julian, visiting the home of Mississippi John Hurt. And I think the video was from like 2004 or something, or 2014. And she posted it because apparently a couple days ago, Mississippi John Hurt's home from when he lived in Avalon, Mississippi, had burned down. And Donna wrote and said, could you do something as a tribute to John Hurt? Well, this is a song that that everyone and his brother has recorded, and his sister as well. And but John Hurt did one of the most influential versions of it. Well, make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me down a pallet on your floor. Make it soft and make it low, so my good gal will never know that you made me a pallet on your floor. Up the country, cold sleet and snow. Well, I'm going up the country by the cold sleet and snow. I'm going up the country by the cold sleet and snow. No telling how much further I may go. Sleeping on my back and shoulders tired. Where I'm sleeping, my back and shoulders tired. Where the way that I'm sleeping, my back and shoulders tired. Gonna turn over and try it on my side. Oh, make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me down a pallet on your floor. Well, make me down a pallet on your floor. Don't you let my good gal catch you here. Don't let my good gal catch me here. Oh, she might shoot you, she might cut and starve you too. No telling what she might do. Make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me down a pallet, make it soft and low. Make me down a pallet on your floor. So Mississippi John Hurt, Make Me a Pallet on Your Floor. And he was, for those of you who aren't really students of guitar lore and folk music history, he was one of the most influential proponents of what they now call the Pedmont style of blues, which is this kind of constant alternate pace. And in his case, like a lot of times it's just the bass that goes like this. And that becomes the rhythmic underpinning against which everything else is set and syncopated. And if you can get this down, and for John Hurt, it was a lot of times, instead of it being low bass, high bass, it was low bass and a little chord, a little strum. What's really going on is this, or maybe just this. And then everything else, the fingers throw in between or at the same time. It could be on the same time, or it could be in between. And it was that sound when I was young, when I first heard that style of guitar playing on a Peter, Paul and Mary record. That was one of the big things that made me really want to learn how to play. And it took me several years to figure out what the hell they were doing, you know? Because, you'd hear it, like with Peter, Paul and Mary, it might be, it ain't no use to sit and wonder, like that. And I'd be going, and I know something's missing in there. And it wasn't until I discovered Happy Traum's book, Finger-Picking Styles for Guitar, and that's where I finally learned about what they call constant alternate bass. And that was a game changer. Boy, big time. And then everything else grew out of that. Anyhow, but I digress, and it's time for announcements. So announcement number one, I will be in Washington, D.C. this Wednesday, backing up my good friends Magpie at the Millennium stage of the Kennedy Center. And I believe that may be a free concert. I'm not sure about that. I'm going to have to get on the stick here and find a way to get the link to it up there on my page. I think I put the link up a long time ago, but I can't scroll back far enough to find it now. So that's Wednesday night, which means Wednesday afternoon I will be driving, so there will be no Wednesday concert today or this week. So I'm on now, schedule-wise. I don't know who's on Monday. Cozy is essentially scheduled to not be on unless she happens to be able to do a pop-up of some kind, and you could check her page for that. And then Wednesday I won't be here, and then I won't see you guys until next Sunday. And That's way too far away for me to know what's going on by then, but I'll post something about it. And Warren says, I think I learned the alternate thumb by watching Alex Bevan or Andy Cohen. Well, if you learned it from Alex Bevan, he learned it from me. If you learned it from Andy, Andy and I were brothers. We were both doing it. So I talked about Mississippi John Hurt. I did that. Hello to the Invisibles if you're here. Kit Serikaku, probably asleep right now on Maui or on Oahu. And Judith Fox down there in Reston, Virginia. And Joel Biget in France. And Mario Prue in Iroquois Falls, Ontario, way up north. And George Young, maybe down in Florida. And I think I have a couple George Young friends. I think one of them I knew from the Bar Harbor guitar camps I used to teach at. And the other one I just know online. And I think the one, they might both be in Florida, but I think the one in Florida right now who is invisible on here is not the one from Bar Harbor. But he could correct me, and I'll see it later in the Facebook comments. There is, as usual, a PayPal link right there. I should say, too, that if any of you are in the market for some nice guitars, my friend Dwight Shoemate, who you may find on Facebook, has a couple guitars for sale. And one of them is the Parker Fly Electric that I used to own and I sold to him. It's a fantastic guitar. I'm actually thinking about maybe buying it back from him, but we'll see. And but if you're in the market for an amazing electric that is as light as a feather, beautifully designed, you can make it sound like an electroacoustic guitar, or you can make it sound like an electric. Really great instrument built by Ken Parker, who is a legendary luthier, still around. Anyhow, you might look at Dwight's page and see if that shows up for you. And he's selling some other stuff too. Thinning the herd, as we like to say. So I think I've covered all of the announcements. And I will take another look here, see if there's... Ken Nasher says, worthwhile to watch the Rainbow Quest recordings of Mississippi John Hurt and Pete Seeger. It's true, those are really good. And Keith Shaw is here, and yeah, Bob McKenna, I think I said hi to you all. I think I said hi to everybody. But if I missed any of you, a bloke from England is here. I apologize. I can be very apologetic. So I think that's it for that, for now, for right now. Next up is Carol Pred, I think, requested the Bill Staines song, Savannah. And it's fun. And last night, I woke up in the middle of the night. I couldn't sleep. I actually had to take some melatonin eventually. I'm trying not to let politics drive me crazy, but it's a battle. CJ's here, CJ Clark. And I never knew that, CJ, that I didn't know you played guitar. I should have assumed you do. CJ's a great bass player. In the middle of the night, I wake up and I go, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that song, Savannah, by Bill, and I could not for the life of me remember his last name. And finally, it was driving me crazy. I wasn't going to fall back asleep. So I had to grab my iPad and punch in Roseville Fair, which is a song by Bill Staines, which everybody in the folk world associates with him. But, oh, yeah, Bill Staines. Now I remember. Getting old, kids. It's always an adventure. And I actually learned this song when Dave Fry and I did a tribute to Bill Staines shortly after he passed away last year. And it's a beautiful song. And Bob McKenna says Stephen Grossman's webpage has a ton of Mississippi John Hurt videos. Yes, that's true. And John Miller teaches a lot of them, and he's a great guitar player and I think a very good teacher. So you could look for that stuff. Okay, here we go. Savannah, sing your song for me, that lazy tune in the live oak trees. In my heart you'll always be a sunny southern girl. I watch your river slip away, come follow me, it seems to say, like Mercer's moon on a magic day, we'll be off to see the world. I can hear your Sunday steeple bells ring out the tunes that I know so well. Hear the voices rise and the praises swell. Knit the neon Jesus saves. Beneath your blue and endless skies, the seabirds call and the time slips by. The shrimp boats leave on the morning tide, roll out across the bay. I was told that sometime way back when, with your beauty bold and your pride unbent, you were given as a present to a president while the war around you swirled. Savannah, sing your song for me, that lazy tune in the live oak trees. You're older now, but you'll always be that sunny southern girl. Along your quaint and quiet streets, 'neath silver moss the lovers meet. On flowered paths by the jasmine sweet, they step out across the squares. Magnolias shade the old cafe from the burning sun at the height of day. I've been gone so long, now I'm on my way to Savannah ever fair. I was told that sometime way back when, with your beauty bold and your pride unbent, you were given as a present to a president while the war around you swirled. Savannah, sing your song for me, that lazy tune in the live oak trees. You're older now, but you'll always be that sunny southern girl. You're older now, but you'll always be that sunny southern girl. Savannah by Bill Staines. And I haven't mentioned Charlie today. Charlie was laying down right here next to my little computer table. And he just got up and wandered over to his special mat. And I think I might be able to get him on camera here. This might be a rare case when I could turn that around and go like that. There he is, my little boy. Looking at the camera. He's just snoozing in the sun until the time comes when he gets more food or gets to go outside or gets to play with his toys or all the many things that Charlie gets to do. Charlie has a pretty happy life, that boy. Okay, so next up we have a couple more for you. And this one is, I actually played this on a Zoom meeting the other night, and we went into the history of it. William Blake wrote the poem in 1808, but Sir Hugh Perry created this music for that poem in 1916, 108 years later. And this is just a beautiful piece of music, which I first heard in the movie Chariots of Fire, which if you haven't seen Chariots of Fire, or even if you've seen it years ago and haven't seen it for a while, it really holds up. It's you could watch it today, and it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of cinema. So, and there's great music in it. Vangelis did the soundtrack, but this is a kind of incidental music, which incidentally, the Blake poem had the line "Chariot of Fire" in it. So that's where the title of the movie came. Who knew? Not me. So this is called Jerusalem. Jerusalem by Sir Hugh Perry. And I saw Bob McKenna had been there twice, wonderful city. I'm assuming he's talking about Savannah. And Janice and I used to go down, drive down to Florida in the winter just for a week to get away. And we would always stop off in Savannah and go to that waterfront area there with all the restaurants. It was just beautiful. We loved it. And those days are gone. So I think Linda Pasqua Blaze requested Jerusalem for today, and I thank her for that. So I have one more for you here, and then I'll let you go on with your Sunday. I hope you have a great Sunday and a great whole week. And if you're in the D.C. area, think about coming down and hearing us at the Millennium Stage. And if you are in the Philly area, I will be at Ann Mintz's house tonight for a house concert with my good friends Ken Ulansey, saxophone player, and the wonderful guitarist and vocalist Phyllis Chappell. And Phyllis is just an amazing, exotic, wonderful singer and a lovely person. And they do a Valentine's Day show every year. It's not always on Valentine's Day, as you may guess, it being the 25th of February. But, you know, they have to fit it in the schedule. I'm pretty sure it's full, but you could message Ann if you think you'd like to go. I'll be there just to play one tune along with Kenny, to give Phyllis a little rest in the middle of the set. So This one, always a favorite for you and for me. Written by Jackson Browne. I'm surprised at how many. A few people said, "Oh, I didn't know Jackson Browne wrote that." So they think Tom Rush wrote it, or they heard it by somebody else. You know, a lot of people have covered it. I like Jackson's version. I tend to like songs performed by the people who wrote them, even if it's not as beautiful. Like, I'd rather hear Jimmy Webb sing MacArthur Park than Richard Harris, or I'd rather hear him sing Wichita Lineman than listen to Glenn Campbell, however good Glenn was. But I digress. Well, I've been out walking. I don't do that much talking these days. These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do for you. And all of the time I had the chance to. Well, I had a lover. I don't believe I'll risk another these days. These days. And if I seem to be afraid to live the life that I have made in song, well, it's just that I've been losing for so long. Well, I stopped my rambling. I don't do that much gambling these days. These days. These days I seem to think about how all the changes came about my way. And I wonder if I'll see another highway. And I quit my dreaming. I don't do that much scheming these days. These days I sit on cornerstones, count the time in quarter tones till 10. My friend, don't confront me with my failure. I've not forgotten them. These Days by Jackson Browne. So thank you as always for joining me here today, and I will leave you with these thoughts, with this little mantra which I recited to myself last night after finally finding out Bill Staines' last name, and finally, after a little melatonin, I put myself to sleep. So be happy and be healthy. Be brave and be calm. Be kind. It's a snap. If you get cranky, take a nap. So thank you for joining me. I will see you in a week. And there's some good stuff on during the rest of the week. Slim and Warren and Bunny may be on again. Who knows? Take care. Bye-bye.